This story is about a sweet young woman who is running for her life from a dangerous, crazed old man trapped in a dense forest. She doesn't know how close she is to death, but what does this mad man want from her? Why is he after her? We'll find out in today's story. At the start of our tale, we meet a man named Wade. He stops at a gas station while riding his motorcycle through the jungle. After filling up, he notices a man scolding his dog to keep it quiet. Without a word, Wade approaches, pulls out a gun and shoots him dead. Nearby, a couple sits together. Wade turns and fires, killing the man instantly. A young woman watches in terror, hiding, but Wade ignores her. He simply mounts his bike and rides off. Why did he slaughter them? We'll soon learn. Next, we're introduced to a girl named Miranda. Whenever Miranda has a panic attack, she climbs trees for relief. Her mother, Jenny, is pregnant now. Miranda's biological father died by suicide, and Jenny later married a kind man named Eddie. He loves the family and works hard to be a good father. Meanwhile, Jenny checks Miranda's room and finds it empty. Miranda has climbed another tree. She asks Eddie to coax her down, and he gently does. He lifts her into the car and tells her they're going for a walk. Jenny hands Miranda her phone and some medication, reminding her to take it on time as they drive. Eddie promises Miranda he loves her and will always take care of Jenny. They stop at another gas station so Eddie can use the restroom there. Wade pulls in on his motorcycle and asks Eddie where he's headed. Eddie says they're just out for a walk and that he stopped for the restroom. After Eddie and Miranda leave, at home, Miranda's younger sister Emily returns from college and helps Jenny with chores. Meanwhile, a little farther down the road, Eddie and Miranda are talking when Wade suddenly appears beside their car, brandishing his gun. Terrified, Eddie speeds off, but Wade chases them and fires at the vehicle. One bullet strikes Eddie, causing a crash. Injured, he tells Miranda to run into the forest to save herself. With no choice, Miranda flees in panic among the trees. Wade walks back to Eddie, emptying his pistol into him until he's dead. Deep in the woods, Miranda staggers, unsure where to go. Back on the road, Wade relaxes in the car, eating a sandwich. He finds Eddie's phone, scrolls through photos of Jenny and stares at her beauty with wicked intent. Then, using Eddie's phone, he sends a message to Jenny so she'll think Eddie is reaching out. Meanwhile, the police arrive at the gas station where Wade killed those 3 people. A witness tells them a man suddenly appeared, shot 3 people, and left without a word. Now the police begin searching for this dangerous killer. Miranda has traveled deep into the jungle. Her phone has no signal, so she grows tired and sits down, but Wade tracks her down, appears suddenly, and offers help. Terrified, Miranda throws mud in his eyes and runs. She even tumbles down a slope, but she refuses to give up and presses on. Eventually, she reaches a spot with a weak signal. She calls the police and starts to explain what happened, but the call drops before she can finish. She then calls her mom, but Jenny doesn't answer, so Miranda leaves a voicemail. She tells her mother she's trapped in the jungle. A killer has murdered her dad and there's no phone signal. Unsure what to do, she hangs up. Miranda presses forward until she reaches a riverbank where she rinses her wounds in the water. Suddenly, a gunshot rings out. Wade is close. She bolts into the forest and hides nearby. 2 park rangers patrol the jungle. Wade appears and shoots them both dead. Now certain Miranda is close, he closes in the distance. Miranda hides behind a tree and calls 911 again. A killer with a gun is after me, she whispers, then she dashes away before Wade notices. Meanwhile, officers reach Eddie's crashed car and find his body. They note the tire tracks match those at the gas station. They also see that one of Eddie's thumbs is missing and his phone is gone. They suspect the killer fled into the forest. Further along, Miranda stumbles into a boy named Todd. A killer is chasing me. She gasps, he killed my stepdad. We have to get out of here. Todd guides her to his parents' cabin. Miranda explained the danger and they immediately called the police, but before help arrives, Wade storms in and shoots Todd's mother. Miranda screams and runs, and Wade methodically kills the rest of Todd's family. Miranda narrowly escapes once more. Back home, Jenny listens to Miranda's voicemail and panic. She plays it for Emily, and a police officer arrives. He informs them Eddie's body was found and brutally murdered. Jenny warns that her daughter is still in danger. The officer shows them the killer's sketch. Jenny and Emily have never seen him. He promises we'll find him soon until we locate Miranda. One of you must come to the station, he says. Emily volunteers and leaves with the officer while Jenny remains alone in the house. After this, Jenny checks her messages and realizes the person who texted her is the killer himself. Wade still has Eddie's phone. Alarmed, she calls the number in the forest. Wade sits alone eating after slaughtering Todd's family. His phone rings. He ignores it at first, but when Jenny calls repeatedly, he finally answers without speaking. Jenny pleads, "Why are you doing this? You killed my husband and now you're after my daughter. Please leave her alone. She's so young. Whatever you want, we'll do it." Wade listens in silence. Nearby, Miranda turns on her phone's location services. She sees her dad's phone signal close by. Wade must have it, so she moves toward him. Back home, Jenny, tears in her eyes, continues to reason with Wade on the call. "You don't seem like a real killer. Maybe you don't want to hurt my daughter. Please stop." Suddenly, Miranda sneaks up behind Wade, snatches his bag and runs. Wade ends the call and notices his phone's location is on. Furious, he dials Jenny again. "You think you're playing games now? Your daughter will die." He hangs up. Jenny sobs and begs him to spare Miranda, but the line is already dead. Jenny immediately calls the police. "I just spoke to the killer. He has Eddie's phone. Please track my daughter's signal right away." The dispatcher assures her they're on it in the forest. Miranda perches on a rock with no signal. She calls her mother again. "I'm stuck. I don't know what to do." Jenny calms her. "Don't panic. Hide. Conserve your battery. Police are tracking your phone." Suddenly, Miranda's phone dies. Jenny frantically searches the killer's name online and learns he's Wade Bennett, a former student coach. Deep in the woods, Miranda finds Todd wounded by the gunshot. He explains how he escaped and they move to a safer spot. Todd rummages in his mother's bag and finds a chocolate bar. They share it. He comforts Miranda. "We're safe for now. I used to camp here with my parents. There's probably a ranger station or a small shop nearby, but it's too dark to look tonight. Let's rest until morning." They settle down to sleep. Meanwhile, back home, Emily grows impatient with the slow-moving police and enlists friends to search the forest. They discover Miranda's locket near the old camping site, Todd's parents' former spot, and then stumble on the bodies of Todd's mom and dad at the police station. Officers learn that in addition to WD's murders at the gas station and Eddie's death, he's also killed 2 park rangers. Now the story shifts back to Jenny, who's still watching WD's videos on her laptop. We learn about his past and how he became a psychopath one day after Wade drove home and saw a bike parked outside. Inside his house he found 2 half-full glasses of alcohol and a stranger's jacket. He immediately suspected his wife of having an affair. In the jacket pocket he discovered a gun. Enraged, he stormed into the basement and shot his wife and her lover dead. As he climbed back up, a neighbor confronted him angrily. Your strange friends come here every day and blast loud music. I'm calling the police. Without hesitation, Wade shot her, then stole the lover's bike and rode off. This murder spree was bored of his wife's betrayal, and he'd never been the same since. Now the story returns to the present morning. Miranda wakes, calls for Todd, but he doesn't stir. Horrified, she realizes he's dead. She's overwhelmed with grief and powerless to help. Desperately, she hangs Jenny's bag on a high branch so rescuers can spot it from a distance. Suddenly, a panic attack hits. Dizzy and frightened, she starts hallucinating, first her real father who took his own life, then her injured stepfather yelling for her to run. Terrified, Miranda flees at the police station. Officers tell Emily that Miranda's last phone ping came from the east side of the forest. Emily and her friends immediately set off with the rescue team to that area. Meanwhile, Miranda snaps out of her hallucination and limps away. She scales a tall tree, recalling Todd's camping stories to spot any sign of help from the treetop. She sees a small shop in the distance. Hope surging, she climbs down and sprints toward it. At that moment, Emily, her friends, and the police arrive at the same shop, mapping their search. Suddenly, a voice rings out, "Help me!" Miranda bursts from the trees, racing toward them. The police feared the killer might still be following Miranda, so everyone stayed on high alert. However, it turned out the person trailing her was a police officer who had been searching for her. Emily spotted Miranda, ran forward and hugged her tightly. Miranda was finally safe. Meanwhile, back at home, Jenny heard the doorbell. When she opened the door, she froze in terror. Wade stood there. He forced her inside at gunpoint, then called Emily from Jenny's phone, claiming Jenny's in labor. Come home at once. Worried, Emily hurried back with Miranda, unaware that Wade was already inside. As soon as they walked in, Wade held them at gunpoint. "I've killed many people," he sneered. "It only takes seconds to kill 3 more. He grabbed each of their hands and prayed like a madman, praising God that he'd survived all his violence and now had 3 beautiful women captive. While Wade poured drinks, Miranda secretly drew a knife from her pocket. Wade watched her and said, "You remind me of my unfaithful wife, the reason I became this ruthless psycho." Enraged, Miranda lunged and slashed his palm. All 3 women attacked him together, but Wade was powerful. He threw Emily and Miranda aside and shoved Jenny into a wall. As Wade raised his own knife to strike Miranda, Jenny found a hidden gun and aimed it at him. He hesitated, thinking she wouldn't shoot in that moment. Jenny pulled the trigger. Wade collapsed dead. In the aftermath, Emily sat quietly, missing her father. Miranda ran over and hugged her mother. "I love you," she said. Emily joined them in the 3 embraced, tears flowing. Suddenly, Jenny cried out in labor pains. Her daughters helped her into the car, racing to the hospital, and that's where our story ends.